Hey, welcome to the Drep and Stone podcast, a podcast where two friends raise a glass and have a conversation. I'm Nick.
I'm Kyle.
Kyle.
Hey.
Do you hear all that noise in the background?
Yeah, where the hell are we at?
Well, we are at the Bolts Brew Fest, and we're hanging out with the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Excellent.
I know. So here's what I think we should do.
Yeah?
We're kind of out here on the outskirts. I mean, I know you hear a bunch of people in the background.
Sure.
But let's go inside the arena.
Okay.
Where it's like really popping.
Yeah,
And
totally.
see what's going on in there.
Let's do it.
All right.
Here we go.
Holy crap, Kyle. This is insane.
Nick, where are we?
Well, right now, we are on the arena floor at the Amelie Arena.
Heck yeah, we are.
I know.
I don't know that I've ever been on the floor of an arena like this.
This is utterly insane. Like, let's just, for video's sake, I'm going to move this way. Ready?
Yep. Here we go.
Keep going.
Yeah,
Keep
it
going.
goes all the way
Keep
around.
Going. Keep going.
All the way around.
I don't want to drop anything else. Good enough. There we go. All right. But yeah, we are. I've never been on the floor of an arena either.
Yeah, this is epic.
It's like a legit arena.
So,
except that one time I did the concert. Like, I was the lead performer.
no kidding.
Yeah.
The Errors tour.
Errors, yeah, correct.
Errors,
Yeah. This is insane.
Yeah, this is massive. I mean, easily, I'm gonna guesstimate somewhere like around 100 breweries. Like, it's a lot.
Easily, like
It's a lot.
Carol,
Definitely more than we can sample a little bit from everything.
Sure,
There's
Carol
too
already
much.
made a quick loop. She's she's sitting in the stands over there right
Yeah.
now. Hey, Carol.
Oh,
No, yeah, that way.
My bad.
There she is. Way up there.
all right. Do we have a game plan?
Here's what I think we do.
Okay.
We do a little bit of a loop.
Okay.
We kind of talk about our favorites, maybe.
Yeah.
What? I don't know what we're gonna do.
I say we go around.
Shout out to DJ Spatafora, Creative Logan in the house, and we're down here on the floor right now. Again, there are tons of breweries for you to sample.
Tons
Not
of
only on
breweries.
the floor,
Literally
but also on the
tons.
100 level concourse as well.
Shitloads, if you will.
100 different styles of beers. And
Hey, that's what I just said.
And seltzers and sangrias. There's all sorts of stuff. You're going to want to try it all. So pace yourself. It is a long evening. So. We're
Indeed.
going to start it off here tonight.
Great advice.
Buddy Cole
Great
will
advice.
bring
Pace yourself. It's a long
you
evening.
guys down to St.
Pace yourself.
All right. So what is our plan?
I think the game plan's going to have to be we walk along, we see something that strikes our fancy,
Yep.
and we get it, and we try it.
Sounds good.
That may end up a bad call because we may just want to try everything,
I
and we
see
still
a-
try to do it anyway, but there's just too much to do everything.
I see a lot of things that strike my fancy.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Sounds good. I mean, I like that plan. Try a couple things, and we'll talk about it.
Let's try to execute.
All right.
On 3. 1, 2, 3. Drep and Stone. All right.
Drep and Stone. All right. That was a lot.
That was a whole lot. A hell of a lot.
I would dare say a hell of a lot of a lot.
Yeah, down in the inner arena there was at least, 40 to 50 different breweries represented
Easily.
with probably well over 100 different beers to try.
Yeah, because I would say each brewery had between 2 and 4 beers to try.
Yeah.
And that's sensory overload, man.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
Holy
whoa.
moly.
I think we are experienced professionals. Like,
Sure.
We know what's going on. That's a lot.
It's a whole lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. It, like you really do have to have a bit of a strategy of how you're going to go about it, like, because it all just kind of mashes together real quick.
Yeah. You want the good news or the better news?
Sure.
Okay. The good news is we survived it.
Yeah.
We're going to talk a little bit about what we did.
Yeah.
But the better news is that there's another 40 to 50 breweries on this level that we're on right now.
Holy moly. Okay.
We got to take one. It's for science.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. We need to say thanks again to the Tampa Bay Lightning, to Amelie Arena, and to our friends at Creative Loafing for letting us come hang out.
Yeah.
And
Such a cool experience.
I know.
And they've done an amazing job here.
They really have. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of things going on. I'm super excited to talk about it. So, in the onslaught of beers that we've sampled,
Sure.
how does one begin to go about any of this? How do you make decisions?
You know, I started out and I was just kind of looking around what's available, and immediately realized that inside the arena, down on floor level, which I've never been floor level on an arena, that was super cool.
No.
I did recognize the majority of breweries represented because most of those in there are local Florida breweries.
Yeah, absolutely.
For the most part.
Absolutely.
Not fully, but for the most part. So
which can I say is really kind of cool that they've highlighted or are trying to highlight kind of our local area breweries.
Right. Yeah, what seems like out here on this upper deck is more big name breweries.
Yeah, at least, yeah, for sure. I mean, I see just right in front of us is the Isla Morada Brewery and Distillery. They're down in the Keys, so they're local-ish.
Local-ish.
Yeah, local-ish.
Sure.
I know there's a couple other breweries around here that are within, I would say, our 2 to 3 state area.
Right. When I was down on the floor level, it was at first I was trying to say I want to try stuff that I haven't tried.
Sure.
Like I immediately saw a lot of different beers that we've even featured on the podcast. That was like, I know that's a great beer. I'd like to go there, but you know what? Like starting out right now, I just kind of want to see what's available that I haven't had and try to maximize as much as possible the new stuff.
Exactly. And to be fair, like we're sampling maybe half-ounce pours at each of these places.
Yeah, some people are a little heavy-handed, but
hounded.
Some of the pours are a little bit heavy-handed. But
sure.
Yeah, for the most part, they're a couple of sips.
You kind of get a taste,
right?
And you're not really able to taste a full beer, get the full experience, but you can get a taster of it,
right?
So like the kind of experience to some degree is, like you said, picking and choosing what you haven't had, and then like when you walk up to a brewery, you're like, there's a bit of a line. And,
sure.
And like we're privileged in that, we can get to hang out with a bunch of different people.
Yeah.
We're still waiting in line.
Yep.
So, which is a cool experience too, because you get to kind of take it all in.
For sure.
But you get up to that brewery and you're like, I can only have one right now, or I'm getting back in the line.
Right.
So how do you make that decision? What is your play?
At this point, honestly, like I've developed the system of what did I just have?
Right.
And what do I want following that?
You mean like style?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like if I just had an IPA at that last one, I don't really want to follow that up with another IPA. Like, what do you have that's different? So I'll either go sour or I'm going stout, just something to like mix it up.
Yeah, no, I like that approach. Me, I'm going with I've not had this thing. I'm not even thinking about style because, like, again, I mentioned onslaught of beer.
Yeah.
Like, literally, it is like beer.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I've never had this before, which has bit me a few times.
Right.
I tried some stuff. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Why does that taste like peanut butter? What was it? Peanut butter and
asparagus. That was interesting.
I know that beer probably normally doesn't taste like that.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, we've had some asparagus beer.
Yeah, for sure.
And it was delightful is not the word. But this was.
I forgot about that. We totally did.
This is very clearly not supposed to be a peanut butter asparagus.
You're right. Yeah, I think just the combination of things that we'd had at that point, that's just what it created.
Yeah.
And that was unfortunate for that beer.
It was. It was.
That was a quick chug.
I think I actually poured it out.
Did you?
I did, yeah. Because it's got these like little.
I poured out a few.
They got these like rinse and spit buckets.
Yeah.
And I just rinsed.
Yeah.
I mean, it's rinsed with like a can of water kind of thing.
Right.
Just rinse it out.
Right.
And so that's what I did. Because that
was the right call.
That jug was nasty.
Yeah, that was not good.
I don't even want to mention the beer or the brewery because it's not a fair thing.
To be fair, I'm not even sure which one it was. I think I do.
Yeah, I don't.
But
remember
I don't want to name names.
Exactly. What for you of the beers that we've had in the first kind of go around?
In this first loop?
Yeah, this first loop. Because what we did, we walked into the inside.
Yep.
You guys heard kind of the insanity of the inside.
And it was quiet at that point in time, just so you know, too.
Yeah.
Like, that was at the very beginning. Not a lot of people were in here yet.
Yeah, exactly.
It's wild in there now.
It is nuts. Like, it is packed. What for you stuck out? Just give me some of your highlights.
As we made our way down to the bottom of the arena, there was a VIP section that we fortunately had access to with our lovely media passes.
So great. Again, thank you, Creative Loafing and Amelie Arena.
And inside of that area was a lot of higher proof options.
Sure.
A lot of really strong things available down there. There was the Delirium Nocturnum, which was a strong dark ale.
Yeah.
Which was
Belgium,
quite
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think so. I wonder if that was all import stuff down there then.
I don't know.
Because I was starting to think, I wonder if it was just high proof, if that was the connector, or now I'm starting to think maybe they were all imports.
I think they're all some version of import kind of thing. Yeah,
that makes sense now. Yeah. So yeah, it is. It's I believe it's a Belgian. Belgian brewery.
Ooh.
And that strong dark, was outstanding.
Yeah.
Super good.
I had the red version of that.
Yeah.
And it's called Delirium Red. They add cherry to that exact thing or something very similar. Who, buddy?
Yeah.
It's a kick in all the right ways.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. Everything I had down there in that little area, we had something from, is it Duval?
Duval, yeah.
I had the three
Three
philosophers.
Yeah.
That was fantastic.
Yeah. Actually,
that was really good.
I think that's one of my dad's favorite beers.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
Yeah.
That was a dark, super flavorful, a lot of proof.
Yeah.
Like that was a really good beer.
That's fantastic.
So yeah, that three philosophers from Omgang, I think.
Omegang, yep.
Omegang?
Yeah.
Oh my gang.
Omegang.
Oh my gang. Yeah, that was fantastic. How about you? So out of that first round, what really stood out to you?
I'm actually going to highlight a couple local breweries, and that's a Marker 48. I don't actually think you had this one, but it is their Makerade Blue. And this thing,
nice. The lady didn't sell me on it. She said it tastes like Gatorade.
Yeah. I'm showing you a video of it. Everybody else might have seen a video or will see a video on Twitter or
social media
in general. Yeah, that thing is like, look at that color. That thing
it looks
blue.
like Gatorade.
It looks like a blue Gatorade. It was fantastic. Like normally I don't gravitate towards that kind of sour beer. Like,
was it a beer?
It was. Well, yeah, it was a sour. It was a sour.
I was wondering. I've seen so many things like a vodka seltzer
and
all this kind of stuff.
I'm pretty sure this was a sour beer. Like I'm looking at the can. It's a little difficult for me to read, but I'm pretty sure it was a sour beer.
Interesting.
And it was delicious.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't too sweet. It wasn't too sour.
I'm gonna have to try it on
like
round 2.
Blue raspberry. I actually really. It was really good. Oh, I do have a picture of the can. Yeah, it's a it's a seltzer. Wow, damn it. I'm reading it. I'm like, oh no, it's good.
Yeah. No, seltzer. Totally seltzer.
Oh, but I might have thought seltzer I actually really like. Because that was great.
Maybe
Wow.
that's the one.
Yeah, good job, Marker 48. You might have done the thing. Wow. I also want to highlight 81 Bay.
81 Bay.
81 Bay, yeah. They're local here in Tampa. Their Oktoberfest, I thought, was quite delicious.
We love Oktoberfest.
We do. We're already in Oktoberfest beer season.
Yeah.
And I got one more. And that's not a local boy, technically. And that's Brewdog. Brewdog, yeah. They're I guess they're actually based in Scotland. Like that's their
Sure.
Yeah. And their Punk IPA, their Hazy Jane, and their Elvis Juice. That was like the
you
one.
had them all?
Well,
little pour of each in a glass?
I came back. I circled around.
Oh, I got you.
And it was great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is our play? Like, what are we gonna do now?
Well, we got to do a loop up here at the top.
Sure.
Because there's a lot of stuff up here that we haven't got to yet,
Yeah.
and honestly, it looks a little thinned out up here. So I think it might be the right play.
Sure.
Everybody came in, probably did the top loop, and
Yeah.
then headed down. So
Yeah.
we might have like missed the crowds both ways.
Yeah.
But we got to do the stop loop, see what's available.
Okay.
Regroup after that, see where we're at.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah.
And through the magic of editing, 3, 2, 1. Holy crap, Kyle!
Hey.
We made it back.
Oh, what a night.
Late December?
Late August. That's not even late August.
No, it's
early hot August.
back in 63?
23.
23.
2023.
Everyone listening will notice the change in how everything sounds.
Yeah, everybody's left, and then now there's just the guy over here
Mopping.
mopping.
Yeah. His name's Harry.
He's a great guy.
Yeah,
Good
Harry.
dude.
And Todd's over there vacuuming.
Yeah.
Harry and Todd.
Yeah, love those guys.
Shouldn't-
Super helpful.
Absolutely.
They gave great advice.
They really did give good advice, none of which we can repeat.
Yeah, no.
We're
Those
under
were secret takeaways.
NDA. They
Yep.
made us sign an NDA. Man, what an experience!
Yeah.
Yeah, we're back here in the Whiskey Cave.
Yep. We survived. Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
That was a palate overload.
No joke.
Just a full-on experience overload.
Yeah.
I mean, really well done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolute kudos to everybody at the Bolts Brew Fest.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Great event. Man, so much to take in.
It was what did we say earlier? An onslaught. I'm going to say an onslaught of the senses.
Yeah. I mean, and I felt like there were two versions of me. Like when we started, I was like, oh my gosh, there's way too much to experience everything.
Yeah.
And then you start going through it and you're like, you know what? Maybe I could. Maybe I will be able to experience everything. And then like halfway through that, then you finally take a turn and you're like, there's no way.
Yeah.
I've hit overload and I can't experience anymore.
So where we left off in our last kind of segment, we had already done an inside loop. We talked about that. And we were about to do the outside loop. There were 2 levels to the Bolts Brew Fest.
Yeah, like any big arena that you've ever been to.
Exactly. The inside level on the arena floor. Like we were where players skate, where concert goers concert go.
Yeah, where they score the touchdowns and hit the home runs. Like we were right there. Right. Go Bolts.
Right. It's a curling team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Figure skating.
Ooh.
That kind of skating. Right?
Underwater basket weaving.
Ooh.
Yeah.
My fave.
And then like the concourse, that's what they call it, kind of thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like the gates.
Right. Yeah. That's where the outer loop, if you will, was.
Yep.
And so we made our rounds there.
Yep.
And I had a very similar experience of just kind of going like, ooh.
I took a picture of a map at one point in time.
Uh-huh.
We had mentioned at one point in one of those conversations that were super loud.
Yeah.
That there were so many tables.
Yeah.
It was a total of 58 tables. So 58 breweries. Or
in the middle or in the inside arena?
In total.
Oh, really?
58 total.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's it?
But each one of those offering anywhere from 2 to, in some cases, I saw one that had like 6.
Yeah.
Different things available.
Sure.
So like beverages available were well over 100.
Oh, easy.
Probably getting close to 200.
I would say, I mean, I would say the average of what I saw was like 4 at each table.
Yeah.
So, sure. Like that's a lot.
Yeah. I don't know if now that I'm looking at it, I'm not sure if that counted the VIP area.
Sure.
That we partook in.
Yeah. Well, we had to for science.
Yeah. Yes, you're right. So there was the floor level and the concourse level, as they actually label them.
Oh.
Indeed, the VIP was not included. So that was like another
several.
Yeah.
I'd say maybe 10 or 15.
It would have been about probably like 65-ish.
Wow.
Different breweries available. Crazy.
That is insane. And again, most of them having between 2 and 6 different offerings.
Crazy. So much stuff.
So, okay. Not that I felt like, at least in our group, the Drep and Stone camp, if you will.
Sure.
None of us were imbibing to any like degree of insanity by any means.
No.
But I feel like it's so much and so many different flavor profiles, so many different things.
Right.
That when you're drinking, a half ounce of let's say a double dry hopped, and then you go to a half ounce of a peanut butter stout, it's just like
so good. Yeah.
You know?
And it reminded me of I've always thought so many times like how difficult it must be to be at one of those award
absolutely
judges
sure
for any spirits based award thing where you're sampling so many things that like it has to be so difficult, and this just completely like confirms that.
Yep.
Like even just these small tastings of all these things, man, like you get past your like 20th IPA and you're just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know anything anymore.
Which again, to me, we've talked about this, and I know we've mentioned it on the podcast, but like in those spirits competitions or in those beer competitions, then it kind of becomes those things that like stick out. Those things that become, that was weird, or that was something that just pushed an envelope.
Right.
Kind of like the Gatorade that I mentioned earlier. Like that is not my go-to normally.
Right.
But like I thought it was great. I thought it was an ale, and I know now it's a seltzer. But I thought it was great.
Yeah.
And it's because it was just different.
Yeah. There was I never did mention it. There was this absolutely wild beer. It was the style. It was a Flanders red ale.
Yeah.
But this was from, I can't even pronounce this. The brewery. It's from Belgium. We'll just leave it there.
Ducheese?
Nah.
No?
I mean, according to this thing, it's from Brouwerij Verhaeghe.
Oh, that's brewery, buddy. That's the word brewery.
Verhaeghe?
No, just that.
The first one?
Yeah. Brouwerij. Yeah, that's brewery.
Brewery Verhaeghe.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, I
say so.
That's how it's Ducheese.
Yeah, Ducheese de Bourgogne. Bourgogne, I think is how it's pronounced.
That sounds great.
Man, this thing, the guy told us, and I can't remember now. It was aged in wine barrels or something, and it produced a taste not dissimilar from like a what's it the balsamic vinegar.
Oh yeah.
And it totally did.
Legit.
And not in a incredibly unpleasing way. Like I don't think I could drink an entire bottle of the stuff in one sitting.
Yeah.
Like I could probably open it and share it.
Yeah.
But it was the most interesting thing I think I've ever had in a beer.
It's not to me. It reminded me like of balsamic vinegar, but like it was a balsamic vinaigrette, like a raspberry balsamic vinaigrette. Like
definitely had some fruity notes on it.
It was pleasant, but yeah, a whole bottle of it might be too much.
Tough.
Like you said, like I think this is the right kind of venue to try that,
to have an experience with something.
And it was fantastic.
Yeah, and the representative there was super nice and was like absolutely willing to talk to us. I wish we had more time to talk to him. Could have had a little bit more of a conversation about it.
Maybe we can get him on the podcast.
Maybe because I mean that was super interesting. Had never had anything even remotely close to that.
No,
aside from balsamic vinegar.
Yeah, that to me.
He was even saying like it was it's a good cooking.
Yeah,
and like makes total sense. Reduce
reductions
that
and and to me, like in a normal situation, I would probably not actually gravitate towards that.
Right.
You know, because that beer is probably going to be a little more pricey, if you will.
Right.
And it's going to be a little more experimental in some ways.
Right.
But like this is the perfect realm to do that.
Right. And I think that's a big takeaway for me.
Yep.
And that's eventually where I got to within the process of going through all of these beers was, you know, at some point in time it was like, all right, what's the most interesting thing that I'm looking at on your list? That's what I want.
Yeah.
You know, I can't do another IPA, another lager.
Right.
Give me something that's really off the beaten track.
Well,
interesting.
I have a great example of this. So I walked up to a brewery, Escape Brewing, which I've never been to. It's here in Florida. It's in Trinity. I don't know where Trinity, Florida is. I have no idea.
Right.
Unfortunately, the person serving the beer was a volunteer.
Sure.
And I say unfortunately just because like we didn't get to talk to the actual brewer or a representative from the brewery.
Right.
And I asked for their Juiced Up, which is a Berliner Weiss.
Right. Oh, right.
Yeah, and the volunteer is super helpful, but like I said, like, can I have the Berliner Weiss? And he's like, what? I was like, can I get the purple one? and so what I got was a passion fruit, red dragon fruit, oranges, and lemon Berliner Weiss.
Right.
That's a lot.
That's a lot going on.
And it's like immediately when I tried it, I was like, whoa. That's different.
Right.
Again, that is not something that I normally gravitate towards. But at that point in the evening, I had, a bunch of hazies. I tried a bunch of regular IPAs,
right,
some double IPAs, and like I just wanted something different. And like in a normal situation, I might not even like that. Like I have no idea because I haven't had it outside of like that tasting experience.
Right.
But like I was just seeking something different. Yeah. And it was fantastic. And I really appreciate it, but it was different.
Yeah, that definitely became my process at some point was, all right, what did I just have?
Yeah.
All right, now I'm going to look for something that is completely left field from that.
Exactly.
Other foul pole.
Icing?
Other end zone.
Yeah.
Like send me to the other side of the world.
Let me see the other goalie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm with you. Yeah. And like, I love things like this because it challenges me.
Right.
And like, again, I am not in a position where I go into an experience like this of like, let's just get trashed.
Oh, yeah.
We saw.
Yeah, there's plenty of people doing that.
We saw a fair amount of that.
Yeah.
That's not our position.
Well, and certainly not in the context of why we were going.
Absolutely.
We were going to present this festival from the perspective of Drep and Stone.
Absolutely.
Not just Kyle and Nick going to have a good time.
Right.
So, yeah, for sure.
So because I went into it in that way, I also kind of went into it with this mind of like the tasting palate, if you will.
Right.
And when you do that, it's just like...
Right.
So because you're not, just pounding different beers, and you absolutely could have done that here.
Yeah, that's what you want to do.
And any beer fest, to be fair. and you're trying to think about these things, you almost have to do it that way. You have to go from a peanut butter chocolate stout to like a fruited Berliner Weiss.
Right.
And like those are diametrically opposed just to give your palate okay.
Yeah.
I can recognize the differences here.
Right.
Because to go from like a Pils to another Pils, man, you do almost both of them disservices.
Well, and I almost regret not doing it because at some point in the evening, I noticed people that had maps.
Yeah.
That basically was the same picture that I had of the full layout. And you could have strategically been a little better about it and like gone and like circled and say like, all right, I want to hit these. I want to go try these 10.
Yeah.
These are the ones that I'm excited about. These are the ones I'm going to really pay attention to and focus on, and set up a bit of a blind, not a blind tasting, but just a flight,
right,
if you will. And it could have been more strategically done.
Yeah.
It didn't need to be just kind of the onslaught that it quickly became, just because it's just like you're just going from booth to booth.
Yeah.
I want to try that. 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 I want to try that.
And I do want to try it all, but that's not the way to do it.
Yeah, it would have been better to if there was. What would have been really interesting is if they would have had like I don't know how they could do it, but if there was some sort of a, hey, here's some pre-selected flights from Drep and Stone. So
right.
If you understand the podcast, you know these guys, and here's their flight list.
Right.
Go try these in this order.
Oh, that's a good idea.
That would have been really fun.
Yeah.
To like, oh, cool. All right, so we're going to go try this. Oh, yeah, that's super interesting. Let's jump over here to table 44 now.
Yeah.
And go try that thing that they've got next. You could have developed an experience that way, a tasting experience, and not just been so kind of
willy-nilly all over the place kind of thing, just like bouncing here and there.
Yeah,
like,
just not so randomized.
Yeah.
And just kind of making it up as you go.
Yeah.
There could be more structure applied.
That's a great point.
Which could be interesting.
And I think like as we move forward, because there are some things on the horizon, that's something that I want to keep in mind of maybe like, okay, so right now we are just going to do sours.
Right.
And like, let's just try 3 or 4 sours, talk about those, weigh those against each other, and do that versus like onslaught of everything.
Yeah. Here's a lineup of 10 tables
for
with
sure
30 different beers.
And,
good luck.
And 16 different styles, or maybe 30 different styles. Who knows?
Right.
Yeah. But man, I love stuff like that just because, again, you get to hang out with a bunch of friends. I mean, we met some people that we formed some cool, hopeful partnerships with in the future. And it's a lot of fun. And it's also challenging, like I said, in the right way. And I really enjoy it.
Yeah, totally.
Yep. So thanks again to the Tampa Bay Lightning, and to our friends at Creative Loafing and the whole Bolts Brew Fest team for allowing us to come and hang out.
Yeah, the Amalie Arena.
Yeah. Oh yeah, great people there.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah. Shout out to Harry and Todd.
Yeah, love you guys.
Call you later. Love you. Bye.
Checks in the mail.
Yeah, they were great. I mean, honestly, things can get kind of crazy at a beer fest, but I think the staff did a great job of making sure everybody was safe. They were enjoying everything comfortably, and I really appreciate that because I've been in situations where that's not the case, and it kind of ruins the fun for everybody.
Yep.
And so this was a lot of fun.
Yep. This was well handled.
Absolutely.
All the way around.
Yeah. You got anything else?
I don't think so.
No, me neither. Well, we want to know, what do you think about the Bolts Brew Fest if you had the opportunity, like we did, to attend?
Yeah. Or what are your takes from any kind of a big brew fest kind of atmosphere? Like, are you totally into it, or is it just kind of overwhelming for you?
Yeah. And we want to know, what brew fest should we attend?
Yeah. Give us some ideas.
Yeah, because we'd love to attend more.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
We've figured out kind of a strategy now. We should absolutely try to apply it. See if it's good in reality as it is in theory.
Well, you can get in touch with us through email. It's drepandstone@gmail.com. You also get in touch with us through social media.
It's always one word, Drep and Stone, DREP and Stone. Come find us, like a thing, share a thing, comment on a thing, and we would appreciate your things.
Yeah, and you can also support the podcast by rating Drep and Stone wherever it is you find great podcasts like this one. You can also support the podcast through our Patreon page. It's patreon.com/Drep and Stone. And finally, Kyle, you can support the podcast by telling someone about Drep and Stone.
Me personally?
Well, I mean, you can, I can, Carol can.
Anybody can.
Yeah, anybody can. Yeah, if you're at a brew fest and you're like, sipping on something delicious, or maybe something that like you don't know is delicious because you've had 30 other beers at that point, 30 other little pours. Again, let's be fair. You just turn to that person next to you and like, excuse me, madam. I see you're enjoying that beer. You know who else enjoys beer? The boys at Drep and Stone.
Did you know that they have a preset flight list? If you'd like to go, they have a booth. They have a booth right over there.
Yeah,
they've already sampled everything that's here, and they went ahead and pre-calculated out a flight that is perfect for this occasion.
And they would love to talk to you.
Yeah, they'd absolutely love to hear what you thought about their flight.
Exactly. Just walk over there, and on your way over there, listen to the podcast.
Yeah,
because it's great fun.
It's good stuff.
A good time all around.
Indeed.
I don't have my beer glass.
Me neither. It wouldn't be impressive anyway. They were little plastic cups.
Yeah.
You broke one.
I did break one.
Right off the bat. Like, before it ever had a beer in it.
Crushed it in my pocket.
Yep.
I looked at it and went.
I just got nervous.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
May your glass overflow.
And your ass never show. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
It's for the kids.
Well,
I believe the children are our future. Let them lead the way.
I don't know if I can.
It's a Whitney Houston song.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, I got you.
Maybe you may not listen to a lot of Whitney Houston.
No, I generally, no, not really.
Now you should go this way because then it'll pick up less, right?
Oh.
Or is it going to bounce off that window and not going to matter anyway? Does it sound any different? Sound any different this way? No? Not really? Okay. Like what kind of intro?
Shit.
From shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I just thought? Next year, what we do is we get in contact with our buddies at Leatherback.
Ooh.
And we say, send a bunch of shit up here. We'll be your representatives. And we'll get a table. And we'll do the thing. And then we get to take home what we don't.
That's
what we
such
don't
a good
pour.
idea. That's such a good idea. Oh, my God. That's a good idea. What is that sound? It's a fan.
Yeah. You know it's bad luck.
What?
Cheers. Cheers, empty glasses.